Salutations, this is Grimtavel. Welcome back to our Let's Play of The Longing. Here we are at the top of this door. We're going back to our base, which I think we can just go to right there. Yeah. We're going to spend some time in our lair today. So, I gotta say, this series I've always thought of as I've talked about, my most boring series. I find it amusing that anyone wants to watch this. We started it, and I was like, this is an interesting game, and I'm enjoying playing it, so I thought I'd continue anyway, even if no one watches it. And I have one friend in real life that watches my channel sometimes, and he tells me like once or twice, like once every week or two, that pick this up, that he watches the series, and I'm like, really? Of all my series, this is the one you watch? That's kind of funny. Like, whatever. That's cool. And and I'm saying this just because I just think it's funny that I don't know, this series I always think of as being sort of just an oddball on my channel. I'm just enjoying playing it anyway. And sometime this week, earlier this week, I guess about a week ago, this popular YouTuber named Adam Millard, I think, he posted a video on The Longing and about the mechanics of it, and really praising the game for its like time-based mechanics and just for being unique and really successfully making an intriguing game, despite its or because of its time mechanics and kind of its manipulation of I'm butchering what you should watch the video. Watch Adam Millard's video on The Longing, and he talks pretty poetically about what makes this game so successful and interesting. But because of that video, I guess it generated a bunch of interest in The Longing, and because it is kind of an oddball series, and I don't think a lot of people would even think to do a Let's Play of this game, and I happen to have one, my viewership on this series jumped up by a lot. Like my first video in the playlist jumped up by at least 3 times as many views in a very short amount of time, which isn't crazy. It's not like a whole lot of views, in YouTube terms, but it's just a remarkable spike for the series. And what's more remarkable than that, I think, for me, is that the people that are coming from that to watch this series have been extremely supportive and vocal. And I just wanted to tell you all that I really appreciate all of you that have come to watch this series and thrown so much enthusiasm behind it. It's really made me very happy. Not just you're watching it, but I really appreciate how vocal you all have been in the comments about your passion for this series. It just kind of makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside. So thank you. That's really awesome. You've all been really great. I'd encourage you also to join my Discord channel. But yeah, these comments are fantastic. I don't think I've ever had a series with viewership where the viewership has been so active in the comments. So yeah, you all are really great. I love these Longing fans. So yeah, the idea of this episode today, and we do have new mushrooms, it appears, and I guess these are the same purple glowing kind. And I guess we can replant these, maybe? We're going to mine these stairs down, and my feeling is that the stairs won't take too long. And when we get to the bottom of the stairs, we maybe will want to move left? I don't know. Let's see how far I will get. Yes, let's. We already are down a fair amount here. Hopefully we won't have to go too far down to be able to get to the next tier. And I'm hoping and assuming, I think it's probably correct that there are only going to be 3 levels here. But after like the bedchamber and this mushroom garden, what else could we possibly have? I'm thinking, we've searched nearly everywhere, and we still haven't found that 10th piece of wood, which makes me think either you find it by doing more maticking and finding it somehow, like we found these mushrooms, right? Like, how do you mined out rock and somehow mushrooms are there in the rock? Like, that kind of doesn't make sense. So I maybe it's a similar thing with the wood. Um, I kind of want that. Pick it up. Yeah, never mind. It's too takes too long. It's yeah, possibly like we met out the floor and there's just a piece of wood on the ground or something like that, or in the wall. That's one thing. My other theory is that the only way to get it might be to search farther in the halls of eternity, which that's why we saved this checkpoint, because this is some point into the halls of eternity where we had walked for a good like 20 or 30 minutes or something like that. And if we walk there, we could end an episode by going there, and then the next episode start there and just keep walking. We'd probably find more books. Maybe there's wood. Maybe there's that last piece of wood. Only other place I can think of, unless there's somewhere we haven't seen yet. The only place on the map that we haven't seen is where we went to last episode, where it looked to me like you probably had to plant a mushroom to climb up. But I don't think we're going to go back there for a little bit. So yeah, we're going to mine this out. I will pick up these mushrooms if they're fully grown and harvest them and replant. We may want to check on our other mushrooms in the not too distant future, because they've probably, as these are grown, they've probably grown too. We might want to spend an episode taking a green mushroom and bringing it down here. But because I think these are the same purple glowy ones as are up there as well. We'll see. We can pick this one up and test it out. Maybe. Yeah, these stairs look pretty steep. I think that's good in terms of how long it's going to take to matic them. So yeah, we got the bed. 65 days left. So yeah, it's been a week since I played, but I am planning on... I have a little time now, so the next couple of episodes will probably all be played in a row. We have time ticking down pretty fast right now, but I'm watching it. We're here. We shouldn't have more than, say, like 45 minutes or so of idling in here in between episodes before I come back to check on it, which is still a bunch of time. That might be like 5 hours or something like that of in-game time, but that's not too bad. Not too bad. Maybe more than 5 hours? Yeah, about that. So yeah, other than that, and people have been in all the new comments. I know, someone said people have been giving me hints, but not hints. People have been respectful about not spoiling anything. But someone did tell me that there were 5 different endings, and they kind of hinted at that one ending wouldn't really be able to be done via Let's Play. Oh, look at that. You did it. Are we mining this way now? I guess so. That didn't take much time. Let's see. Can I pick these up? Yes, I can. Does it glow? Or is this a different kind of mushroom? I feel like it's not glowing. But the other ones on the wall seem to be. But this isn't glowing like the other ones did, or is it? Maybe it's just too light in here, I kind of want to see if this is glowing by going somewhere dark. I think it's the same mushroom. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how far we should... I do want to see if take this like somewhere else. But the King's Chambers are brightly lit as well. I don't want to go all the way up to do this. Do we go back and get a mushroom? Do we go all the way up, grab a mushroom, and come back? Huh. Um, yeah, you know what? I think we have time to do that. Let's find the green mushroom area. That's the giant mushroom area. I think I saved the green mushroom area, right? That's purple. It was kind of the same area though. Just head that way. Because I think then when we come back with the mushroom, and hopefully it doesn't take more than 20 minutes for the journey there and back, we can plant a green mushroom down in our new harvest area, end the episode with me mining out the rest of the floor. So we'll try that. And I'm assuming there's an ending. There's definitely an ending of this game where you just spend 400 days idling and do absolutely nothing. That's obviously one ending. And what I'm hoping for is that the ending we get is something in between. that it's not the, oh, you've done nothing for 400 days, but it's also not the, oh, you've totally disobeyed the king. And it's also, I don't know. I hope it's interesting, even if there's an ending that's not really YouTubeable for whatever reason. Someone also kind of indicated that if we waited till the clock ran out, there would be some kind of interactable or like confirmation that the game will end or something like that. I don't know. I'm just gonna keep playing as if like we only have this much time and to make the most of this time. That's my plan. Someone also was a little upset because in the first episode of this series, after it gave a very brief story exposition and started rolling the credits, I hit escape or whatever it was to cancel out of it and start the game. When it started rolling the credits, I thought that was the only exposition we would get. Apparently not. Apparently, if you wait for more credits, there's more exposition. Where you going, friend? What's going on? I said here, right? What? Okay. Do you need help? No! Okay, so we couldn't go through the door with the mushroom. Huh. Can I come back? I wonder if I could go back with the... Huh. Now I'm doubting if I can come back with the mushroom. Yeah, I guess we'll try it. We'll try it, but it wouldn't let me go through that door without eating the mushroom. We'll try it. Pitter pat, little shade, bitter pat. So there is exposition that I didn't see. I'm sure it's someone somewhere probably has it on YouTube. Maybe I should watch it. The thing is, I can't like start a new game and just watch that. This doesn't have save games. It just has the one game. I can't just save this one. Every episode, I literally end the game. I just X out of it, and when I come back to it, the game automatically starts off where I left off, and I just immediately hit record. You guys aren't missing any like load game setup or anything like that. That's not a thing in this game. So I can't just watch the intro again, unfortunately. But I'm sure it's available somewhere. And I think the brief exposition we got was enough. Like, we know the king told us to basically wait here for 400 days, or for some amount of time, and maybe it's just the last 400 days that the game starts off. And we're just being the caregiver of the king's caverns while he rests. Maybe there's some other really crucial element that I missed in that intro. And I'll try to watch it. Maybe not in the next 3 episodes, but maybe right after this one, I'll give it a shot. Um, so we're gonna get this mushroom, a green one. We're gonna see if we can break it down. Although I have very strong doubts that we're gonna be able to um, go through at least that final door that goes into the Dwarf King's chambers. But maybe even like this one. And yeah. So, other topics of conversation. Someone mentioned poetry, and I think we have enough time here to talk a little about poetry. I, I'm not, I'm not a huge expert on poetry. I did take, aside from we learned some poetry in high school and stuff like that. I did actually take a couple of poetry courses in college. I took well, first of all, I was a theater major, so I know all of those like Shakespearean sonnets and stuff. I've got a small handful of Shakespeare sonnets in my back pocket for parties. But I took a course on modern American poetry in college, and then I took a poetry writing class on meter and verse. Just so a poetry class specifically focused on meter and verse and creating poems with different forms of poetry, like a villanelle or a sonnet or things like that. And that was one of my favorite courses. I'm not going to say that my poems were good in terms of how poetry is usually measured, those standards. I don't know how artistic they were, but I was very good with the meter and the verse. I know my dactyls and my trochees and my anapests, and and I'm proud of it. I like the poems I wrote. I'm sure I have them somewhere, and I have not. Actually, I was about to say I haven't written a poem since that college class, but that's not technically true because I've written some songs, and the songs are poems. So, yeah, I guess I have written some. I should write more. I always enjoyed it. I always enjoy the poem or songwriting process. But yeah, favorite poems or poets. That's harder because I barely, even though I took that modern American poetry course and I still have those like books on my bookshelf, like I barely remember. Who knows? College was, oh man, college. It's 2020 now. I matriculated in 1999, so it's been over 20 years since I started college, uh, which is crazy. That's really depressing. Did you hear that? There was a noise, right? Was that noise in the game? It sounded like a little kind of noise. Someone also recommended I turn up some of these game sounds. Can I do that? I don't know if I actually can adjust them. Maybe I can from like my audio mixer. Wonder if I could mine this out. Yeah, hold on, little shade. Come over here a sec. Oh, so let me see if I can't. Whoops. The game just. Sorry about that. I was trying to change my audio settings. Hold on. The game might go out for a second here. Oh no, you can still see it. Okay. For a moment, you couldn't see it, right? Okay. Open volume mixer. Oh yeah, yeah. I do have the game volume super low here. Let me raise it from a 7 to a 10. Hopefully that's better. Okay, I wanted to see if I think I've seen this before. I just wanted to see if I could Matic add a disappointment over here or anything. But it looks like no. Yeah, I don't know why that. Sometimes when I um, unfocus certain games, it goes away in OBS for a minute, and you just see my banner background. Yeah, I don't know how we're gonna get down that step with a mushroom in our hand either. I mean, he clearly has pockets. He carries around giant crystals and a matic with him, uh, and yet cannot carry a mushroom in his pocket. This is taking a little bit longer than... Oh, started a bit there. Come on. Than I had hoped. So this episode will be a teensy bit longer than expected. Not a huge deal. Poets. Of the poets I remember and enjoy, I mean, there's Yeats. Everyone loves Yeats, right? I'm not as huge a fan. And when it comes to like cinema and art, I tend to like things that are a little more surreal. When it comes to poetry, I think I much prefer classic forms. I get annoyed at half rhyme. I get really annoyed at it. I get annoyed at it in songs too. I will, I'm the kind of guy that listens to the lyrics of songs, and I will get a sour look on my face when somebody makes a really terrible rhyme. Oh man, the worst one was, what's that song? Here's something else. I've talked about music before in this series, and I've talked a little about music that I like. But let me tell you something. I said that I like music that was written before a certain time. Part of that is also if there's a popular song that was written after like 1990, I don't know it. It's very likely I don't know it. I don't know, like, I know who certain singers are because they're celebrities and they're in the news and stuff like that. But if I heard one of their songs, I would not be able to tell you who it was that sang it. I can't tell you a single Kanye West song. I can't tell you a single Beyonce song. I found out who Billie Eilish was this week because she sang at the Democratic National Convention, and I thought she was great. She sounded awesome, but I didn't know her before that. I mean, I had heard of her, but I didn't know what she sang. Yeah, so anyway, I'm saying that all because there's a song that was very popular many years ago, that it was always like in karaoke bars and stuff. That used to annoy me so much. And it's a famous song. It's sung by someone that everyone knows, and you're all going to think I'm a fool for not knowing the song name or the people that sang it. A pop culturally challenged when it comes to music. But it's the one that's like about New York City. And, Where Dreams Are Made of, right? New York. The place, concrete jungle where dreams are made of. That's it. That's the line. Concrete jungle where dreams are made of. You know that song. And that line drove me crazy because, I mean, I'm sure you've heard this before, but it's like, it's either a concrete city where dreams are made, but dreams are made of something. Like a concrete city where dreams are made of... what? Where dreams are made of what? Where dreams are made of mushrooms? Where dreams are made of, you need something. Or just concrete city where dreams are made. Dreams can be made there, but anyway. You all know my secret that I'm a really grumpy old man. And it is what it is. All right, where are these greenies? I think they're up and to the right here, right? Pretty sure. This episode's definitely going on longer than I thought. It takes a lot longer to get up here than I would have thought. It's taking a good 15 minutes to get from our base to the mushrooms. Here's a purple. This is one of the purple ones we planted up here when we saw the green ones, right? So that's good to know that where you plant... Even if you plant purple around green, it still comes up purple. Not that I thought it wouldn't, but... Yeah, crouch. I wonder even crouching if we're going to be able to bring this thing down. Maybe I'll replant some of these too while I'm up here. It seems like it would be a waste not to. Oh, okay, that's good too. Because I'm pretty sure the game indicated that the more you plant, the more you get. And can I plant them over here? No. Huh. Huh, not as many places to plant over here. I'm waiting for the eat mushroom to change to plant mushroom, or grow mushroom, rather. It's not happening. Huh. Maybe this needs to go away? I don't think so. Alright. Let's go back to the base. And we're gonna see. We're gonna see how this works. We probably should do another episode soon where we actually just come up here and pick and plant. Pick and plant. Reap and sow all of the mushrooms in their areas, but I just want to see if we can get this one home. The main reason I want to end this episode with us mining out the rest of that part of the base. And then I can leave and come back in a few. So this episode will be a bit longer. It's probably gonna... Yeah, this episode's gonna be like 40 minutes. And I hope that's cool with all of you. And I have strong doubts about this mushroom. About us being able to bring it back, but we're gonna give it a shot. Maybe I should have taken a glowy purple one down with me in case it is different than the ones that don't seem to be glowing in our base, because they are closer, but the green one was just, I know it's different. There's no chance it's not, so I want to see if we can grow that there. Maybe we can get a mushroom hybrid. Yeah. So, other poetry I like. I start talking about poetry I like, and then I end up ranting about how much I hate popular music. Let me think. I do like some, like I like E.E. Cummings, and he's not, you know, I like some more avant-garde stuff. Avant-garde. Modern stuff. And I don't know. I'm bad at names. I'm bad at like name dropping folks like that. I can name drop, or I used to be able to name drop directors and screenwriters and stuff, but poetry, no. I just know the famous ones. I think I also took... I think that same professor maybe taught me an American literature course. I don't know. It's not poetry. There it is. With the additional weight of the mushroom, I won't be able to climb the web without breaking it, and I don't want to be rude to my spidery friend. With the weight of the mushroom? Are you serious? Well, that answers that. We'll plant this guy in the first place we can. All right, at least we know. At least we know we're not missing out. There's got to be somewhere around here we can plant it. I wonder if we ate a whole bunch of green ones, would we just die? Really, there's nowhere we can plant it here? What's happening? Ah, there we go. All right, we got a green one in here. Can I replant this right where it was? Oh, it's so bright. Come on. Yeah, grab it. I don't know why I'm wasting time doing this. We need to get back. Oh, this one doesn't glow. Wait, he says it's glowing, but it's not. Totally not glowing. That's weird, right? And I can't seem to replant this one. All right, then. Maybe we just eat it. Yep, I think we're eating it. Enjoy. Oh, oh, oh! Oh my gosh. This is totally unexpected and amazing. It's the first color we've seen in so long. Is that us? There's no words. Is that us? He was afraid of the spider. Are we that little boy? Did we become the shade? Oh my gosh. I feel like I need to eat a lot more mushrooms now. I think that has to be an episode where we need to replant mushrooms, but we also need to eat many more. Purple ones. Purple mushrooms. Oh my goodness. I feel like this entire time, I haven't really been enticed by trying to figure out any mystery or story, but now, that old man looked... I don't think the old man was the king, because he's not humongous, but I think that boy might have been us. And then we turned into the shade. Maybe we fell in the well. Because he was about the same size and he was kind of cute. Although, did he have a pointy nose like this? I don't think so. But I think his eyes looked similar, right? I don't know. Oh, wow. We've got to figure this out. We got to eat mushrooms. We got to get high. We have to get high. Well, we are growing mushrooms in our base, too. And we'll continue to grow as many as we can. And I'm assuming that there are more dreams to be had if we keep eating those mushrooms. Or maybe it's just a hallucination. Maybe that's not a piece of our past or anything, but I don't think so. Wow. Well, now this long episode has suddenly become worth the journey. My goodness. Okay. Yeah, I don't have much else to say about poetry. I wish I did. I'm still thinking. Poetry. Yeah. Yeah, I barely remember. One of these days, we're gonna get into an episode where we talk about film, and it's gonna be it's gonna go too long. And that's partially because I guess I'll talk about it a little, just as a not talk about any specific films, but I was one of those kids who, I was born in, I was born on a snowy day in 1981, and um, I we grew up going to a video store. Like that was the era when I grew up. That was what we did. We would we would get in a car, even like pre Blockbuster, like in the era of Betamax. We had VHS, but I remember like they had the Betamax videos next to the VHS. We would go to the video store as a family and rent movies, and that's what we did. I watched a lot of movies, and then Blockbuster Video was where I worked. It was where I worked during college when I was home from school, pretty much every holiday, all summer long. And then after I graduated college and went back home, I worked at Blockbuster full time. Um, and one of one of the perks of working at Blockbuster is you get to bring home any movies you want and just watch them. So I used to, back in the day, I would um, I would work a shift at Blockbuster. I would take 3 movies home. I'd work like the late shift at Blockbuster, where the store closes at midnight. Bring 3 movies home, watch them until like 6 a.m. the next morning, and then go to sleep. And that was how exciting my life was. But I watched a lot of movies. Um, Now, and I used to watch like old movies too, like not just like new releases. Like you don't do that. You watch everything that the store has to offer, and it's a great way to just discover things. And that was obviously a different era. You can kind of do the same thing now just by being like, oh, I'm really into this director, and see what's on Netflix or HBO Now or Hulu or YouTube, and they're just available for you. Um, the selection is much greater now. But as time goes on, there's so much more. Um, like at a certain point, uh, in the not too distant past, it was not a ridiculous notion to have seen, a large portion of movies that had been produced by Hollywood. Um, but now it's just, it's utterly impossible. Um, so it's weird. I mean, film has only been out for so long, right? It's um, ever since like Thomas Edison and the Black Maria, like that wasn't that long ago. Uh, so it's weird to think of how much more there is now than there was. And I guess it's the same with music. Um, Recording technology has only been around about as long. Um, Thomas Edison's it was also Edison. His wax cylinder recording devices like was around the same era as the Black Maria and the first film. So musical recording has been around about as long too, and that's all kind of the same thing. Like we have, there's so much more now, and now everyone's just making everything independently at home with all their recording devices, and that's great. That's really cool. It's really nice that everyone is so creative and can share everything. But there's so much content saturation. The, says the YouTube gamer let's player. But it's just kind of daunting. You used to have a limited selection, and that of course has this disadvantage. But it also means that like you get a shared experience. Like everyone saw certain things. And now there's so much selection and variety that you have to like get into almost a fan club to appreciate those things with other people. Or try to convince other people to watch them. But there's not a book. Where did these books come from? Were they here? Is this the conservatory? It is. And there are more books here. How did this happen? How are there more books? Is that a piece of coal on this music shelf? Oh, okay, it disappeared. Okay. Go home. I guess more books populate in the world? Game is being stodgy here. Okay. That was weird. I wonder if wood might appear somewhere. Anyway, that was another tangent. But that was all to say, I've seen a lot of movies up to a certain point. There's, I don't know, I guess probably around, around the time when streaming started becoming popular, in the like mid 2000s or late 2000s, my cinema knowledge probably tapers off a bit, but so does probably everybody's, because there's just so much more. Like even right now, there's just so much. I mean, right now it's television, right? Television has kind of replaced a lot of what we used to get from cinema because the quality of television has improved so much. But if you include television in with the cinematic experience, which we really should start doing, and we have started doing, it's there's so much. There's more content than you can wrap your head around. There's no way you can watch every show that's out. You're never going to be able to do it. You have to be selective, and you feel like you miss out. There are shows that some people are enthusiastic about that I'm never going to have the opportunity to watch. There's never going to be enough time, because the more time passes, you're not going to have time in the future because other stuff's going to come out that's going to be even better, that you're going to want to watch more. And that's great, and it's sad. There are a lot of shows that I feel that way about, that people talk that I haven't watched, that people recommend, and I would like to watch them, but I'm very likely never going to. I wonder if that's how Civilian thinks about Brazil. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I've been trying to convince Civilian to watch Brazil pretty much since our very first recording session together, like 3 years ago, and she still hasn't watched it. I've offered to pay for her movie rental, and she's gonna love it. She would love it. I know it. I know it deep in my heart. She would love that movie. Won't watch it. I think it's become a thing now. All right. This episode is already 43 minutes long, but we got to see that dreamscape. I'm still technically trying to keep these episodes about 20 minutes. This one's special. This one's special because of all of you new longing followers. You have made this special. This is for you. Okay. Much more peaceful here. Look at you walk by the Dwarf King and the music gets all loud and intense. And then you get home and you're like, oh, it's quiet, serenity. I think we will want to visit the Hall of Eternity again soon. I have a feeling that, I mean, we've already discussed it. I think that's probably where the last piece of wood is. We just have to keep going. So, not this episode, but maybe at the end of next episode, we head to the Hall of Eternity. This episode we're about to end as soon as we start maticking. Are there more mushrooms? Because I think I want to replant mushrooms. Yeah, let me do that first. We want as many mushrooms as possible here. Grow it. Excellent. The more mushrooms I grow, the faster time seems to go by. Okay. Thanks for watching, everybody. I enjoyed playing with you today, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.